Hello, friends. I'm Randy Smith, the co-founder of CUInsight.com and the host of the CUInsight Experience podcast. And today I am joined by Bo McDonald, the founder and president and CEO of your marketing company and a good friend of mine and CUInsight. Bo, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me today.
We recorded a podcast that is coming out here in the next couple of days, and a lot has changed since we were both in Greenville. The world has changed, basically. So I think this is going to be a great addition to the podcast to do these three questions with you.
That was not too long ago, and the world has changed since then.
Isn't that the truth? I'll tell you. So just a little background. Bo and I recorded down in Greenville, South Carolina, before the social distancing went into effect and all of this. So that's why when you do take a listen to the podcast, you'll notice we didn't talk a lot about this. But anyways, let's just jump into why we're here today. 3 questions with Bo McDonald. So we're living through, we were talking about it, quite an interesting shared experience, let's just call it. What are you and your team at YMC doing to help credit unions and obviously help members overall during this crisis?
Sure. A lot of it, our 35 credit unions, when this all hit, I don't think anyone was prepared for what was coming. We were talking about the strategic plans we did last year. And, even in a worst case scenario, I go back to what the CEO of Delta Airlines said. When we planned for worst case scenario, never did we think worst case scenario meant 0 income.
Yeah. Yep.
And, never in our worst case scenario with our plans for credit unions did we say, we're going to shut all of our branches, we're going to send our staff home and figure out how to do this. So within a matter of about 24 hours, 35 of our credit unions, most of them all decided to shut their branches about the same time, which brought huge challenges. Communications to members: we're safe, we're here, your money is safe, don't be coming to the ATMs taking out all of your money, it's safer here. Communication was just the big thing, making sure that our credit unions remained the trusted resource for their members, that members could trust them, not just that their money was safe, but if they needed something, if they lost their jobs, that they could come to the credit union, not be judged, not be told your payment is still due, but for the credit union to put that message out there that come to us, share with us your situation, and let's figure this out together.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You and I were talking before we hit record about the importance of digital through all of this, right? So my guess is communicating that message had to be, digital had to be a big part of it, as well as I'm sure signs on the door and stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of our typical, digital branch signage, posters, the stuff that you do in the branch or have tellers hand out to people, that's done. Luckily, most of our clients have been embracing digital email marketing, social media. So it wasn't a huge startup to get that done. It was just doing more of it. I heard someone the other day, fear hates information. So we've been trying to over-inform not just our staff about what we're doing here at YMC, but the members too, so that they didn't have to fear about their money or their future.
Absolutely. That's smart thinking. Thinking ahead, how do you think this will affect credit unions and the way we all do business in the long run?
Member experience. If I had to break it down just to 2 words, member experience. The credit unions who haven't embraced digital, they're having a tough time right now, and if they don't embrace it, they're going to have an even more difficult time. And I don't mean digital of just the shiny new object out there. I mean just using the technology that exists to do simple things like communicate with members. We do a virtual family meeting once a week over the last couple of weeks. We had James Robert Lay on last week. He shared some of the technology that he's seen credit unions use to do loan interviews, to help members make transactions if they don't live near a branch. Kind of been a problem in the past, but you could get through it with shared branching. That's not a thing right now either. So watching our credit unions use FaceTime or Zoom and connect with members that way. Kathy up at Members Credit Union in Connecticut, she was on our family meeting last week, and she's got a loan officer who's been doing loan interviews via FaceTime, and the members love it. 1, because it's convenient. They're going to continue to use it. whether the member's at work, they don't have time to come in, they can conduct that loan interview over video, over FaceTime. But the cool thing is, instead of doing it over the phone or just over email, her loan officer gets to see the member. There's a lot of nonverbal communication that happens. So if you're like Kathy at members and you're making some riskier loans, you've got riskier products, you want to see that member. You want to kind of take those nonverbal cues and feel comfortable about the loan you're making too.
That's very cool to hear. I was actually was on a let's call it a family meeting with Kathy with the group that went to Kenya just a couple of weeks ago. So everybody's doing the Zoom get-togethers, right? Keeping us all sane and connected. And that moves me into the last question. How you doing personally, Bo? And what have you been doing? Any hacks or tips you have for anybody else on how you're keeping sane in this time of not seeing people in person, quite honestly?
I used to think I was the biggest introvert ever. People would say, "What's up with Bo? Is he stuck up?" No, I'm an introvert. I don't naturally talk to people unless I just know you. And now I believe I'm the biggest introverted extrovert ever, because I would give anything to just go sit at a bar with a stranger and drink a good glass of wine and just have that irritating conversation about, "Hey, what do you do?" "I don't know." "Hey, what do you do?" But what we're doing to connect right now, we're doing a weekly family virtual meeting. We used to do it just once a year in person. And we've been gathering, we've usually had most of our clients show up for that on a weekly basis. And it's just nice to see each other. And the feedback we get is, it's nice to get out of the day-to-day, just the task stuff that we've been doing and the dumpster fires that we're putting out, to just spend an hour connecting, not having to think about the messes that we're in, and just talk to our friends, talk to people who are kind of in that same situation, and not only get ideas, but just have a normal conversation with someone.
Yeah, that connecting is extremely important. So last, we'll call it the bonus question. Any final thoughts you would like to share or asks of our audience?
Rethink what you're doing. I've always said, when we do strategic planning, I've always hated this is the way we've always done it. And, to me, it's a great opportunity for us to look at what we've been doing at YMC. What have we been doing for 12 years? What's our value proposition been? What have we been providing to clients? And looking ahead to what's the new normal. We talked about credit unions having to utilize technology for like loan interviews. What do we need to do to change at YMC? What new skill sets do we need? What new positions do we need to add? What positions are outdated? Where can we move people around to better serve our clients? And I think credit unions should be doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's been similar to the conversations we've been having as well. Thank you again, Bo, for taking the time today. We will link to everything going on at YMC in the posts that accompanies, I was about to say show notes from the podcast, but that accompanies this video. And I can't wait, my friend, till we are moving around freely and we can share one of those cocktails together back in Greenville. Stay healthy, Bo.
Absolutely. Cheers.